Hello, Internet. Are you looking at picking up a Bambu Labs 3D printer like this guy over here? This one's the P1S. If so, I'm going to be going over some of the things that I like and some of the things that I dislike about the Bambu Labs setup. If you stick around to the end, I will also be including a cheap option that you can pick up from Amazon or directly from the company itself before Christmas. Let's start off with what I do like about the Bambu Labs printer. Obviously, it is very fast. First off, it does very fast, very high quality prints. Something like this takes about 3 hours, whereas normally it would take probably about 8 to 12 hours on a different 3D printer, just depending on the settings that you use. And I will say the prints come out just pretty spot on them. The Bambu Labs slicer itself is pretty straightforward and easy to use. Let me go ahead and just pull this up real quick so that I can show you how quick and easy it is to use. You can just go in here, add your file, bing bang boom. You can come in over here and turn off your support, go in, have your bed adhesion, all that jazz, and then just come in here and select whichever profile you want to use. So you would just go through, transfer or discard your savings. So let's go ahead and discard that. So we're just going to come in here. We're going to go for strength on this guy. And just come in here. It's got everything already set up the way that you need it. It's got strength here for, you can see the infill density and all that jazz. So that's going to give you a good strong infill. I usually only do these guys at about 10% though. Shh, don't tell anyone. And then speed, it's already got everything ready for you to go. Which I don't remember, I don't think speed is really an option in here, but that's alright, you can change that around. Support, raft, all that jazz. There is an option in here, bed adhesion here, you can do brim type. I do not want to print with a brim, so just go in here, slice the plate, and then you can see here it shows that it's generating, and we are most of the way done. Now another part that I like with this is that you control it with Wi-Fi, so I do not have to fiddle with a memory card or anything like that. It does have a memory card that connects just right in there. And we go over here to print plate, and I've got my boo right here for my Bambu, and it will pretty much just get that in there. Before I do that though, let me show you another thing that I like about it here is the filament load and unload process. So you just click on this and select unload. You can see up here it's automatically heating up the hot end for you, and it does everything pretty much on its own. You don't really need to do anything. So it's going to heat the hot end up, it's going to tell me when to unload, and all I have to do is pull the filament the rest of the way out. It's pretty straightforward, and like I said, the hot end heats up super quick on this thing, so there's not a lot of just sitting there waiting around You can see it's already moving around in there. And this was cold. I didn't have it preheated or anything like that. And it looks like we are up to temperature. And this just popped up for me. Please pull out the filament on the spool holder from the extruder. So let's do that. Alright, and we are unloaded. So now that we're unloaded, let's get a new one loaded up. I am pulling out brand new filament here. If you watch my channel at all, you'll know what kind of filament I'm going for here. Jeez. My R3D filament that I always use, and I got this guy super taped up for some reason. Alright, now this filament that I got, let me take a time out and just tell you about it, is one that I'm very curious on how it's going to turn out. So this is the R3D. I don't know if you can read that. R3D Ultra Glow filament. Basically, it looks like it prints white or clear. However, it's glow in the dark and it's multiple color glow in the dark. Very curious to see how this one turns out, especially with one of these dragons. Alright, to load the filament is just as easy. So you come in here, you click on load. I know, that's tricky. You probably never would have figured that out without me. And then we're just going to put the spool on the back of the printer and load the filament. And you just kind of hold it in place until you can feel it going in. And it gives you this message every time you load it. I always go through and click retry just to be 100% certain that I got it in there correctly. Now I can see it extruding from the nozzle over there. So once you see that, just click done. And from there, all you have to do is hit print plate. It does show that it's busy with another job, and that job is loading the filament. Once it finishes doing its little jiggle and jam, you can see we are ready to send this over. Now, the downside is that with new filament, sometimes you do have to tinker with it. Obviously, that's going to be the same with any 3D printer. So, what we're going to do here, I think we might have to wait until the project finishes loading. So this is one of the downsides, since it is connecting with Wi-Fi. And you have to transfer the file from your computer to your printer, sometimes it can take a little while. Especially me, I'm on the opposite end of the house as the Wi-Fi. So sometimes it takes a little while. We're sitting here on 36%. Feels like all day that we're sitting on this 36%. One thing that I do like about it, before we get into the stuff that I dislike about it, is that it does show you the model that you're working on right here, while you're waiting for it to transfer across all the Wi-Fi. While we're waiting on this to load, let me go over all this stuff with you over here. So, this does show you how long it is going to take for all of the different types of printing that it's going to be doing here. Shows you the cost of the filament, how much filament you're using, and the prep time, which is going to be how long it takes for this thing to get started, because at the beginning of each print it does go through and do an auto leveling, cleans the nozzle, all that kind of stuff. And then you can see here it's going to take 7 hours and 15 minutes to print this entire dragon, which for a dragon of this size is pretty good. There we go, successfully sent. Alright, here we go. So you're gonna hear this guy start kicking up here in just a moment. While it's doing that, let me kind of go into what I dislike about this machine. One of the things that I dislike about it. So it does have a camera that you can access, which it's still downloading the file, so you can't access that yet. Now, it does have a memory card in it, which saves the time-lapse videos, because you can do time-lapses on this. The big downside with that is when you go into your SD card and click on the time-lapse here, it is not supported on this machine, which for an $800 machine, the fact that it cannot connect over Wi-Fi to share that is kind of a big downside. Now, okay, that's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, considering all I have to do is just come over here and pop the memory card out. Just click on that, pull the memory card out, pop it into my computer over here, right? Not really. I have an Apple computer, and this uses a Windows format video system. So even when you do grab the memory card and bring it to your computer, if you have an Apple computer, you have to convert that file over to be able to use it. So it's not just a quick and easy thing, which you might think I'm splitting hairs on that, but like I said, for an $800 printer, that's kind of a big deal for me. For the other thing, what I really want to show you, we're going to have to wait on this to start printing. So you can see it does say that we're currently preheating the print bed. Again, I do like that it gives you all the information that you need while you're using the computer program, or you can even use the app itself on your cell phone, probably tablet. I've heard that people are able to use this machine without even owning a computer, which is pretty cool if you think about it. Alright, hotbed, heat bed, is preheating over here. We can see it's up to 50 degrees. So now the hot end is going to start heating up. And I am still amazed at this thing, how fast it gets that nozzle heated up. I feel like I've spent half of my life waiting on nozzles to heat up. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. Now it does crank up to 250 so that it can do the entire cleaning process and all that jazz. And all that jazz. Alright, and you can see we've kicked our temperature on the nozzle down to 220. We are still showing heat bed preheating. You can see it moving there. What are we doing, Mr. Bambu? What do you guys think? Is the Bambu printer a Mr. or a Mrs. or a Ms.? Let me know in the comments. Now I might have trouble with this initial print here because I did not clean the print bed or anything before starting this print. Horrible planning on my part, I know. Cleaning the nozzle tip. So one of the cool things on here, it does show you the layer that you're on. You can see we're 0 of 270. And here we go. So this is going to be the main thing that I do not like about this machine. And again, this is one of those things that you might think that I'm just being complainy about. But again, very expensive machine. And you can see this guy moves around quite a bit. If you notice, we do not have a very good frame rate on this camera. So we're doing the auto leveling test right now. And this should just kind of give you a good idea. It's not exactly moving fast. You can see it over there, and you can see it on the screen. It's not very great. That's probably my biggest complaint on the entire thing. So those are really my big things with the Bambu Lab printer. Honestly, I think it prints great. I have noticed with some of the filaments that I use, getting the initial first layer to stick can be a real pain, but just put a brim on it and it should be fine. Alright, if you've hung out to the end of the video, then here is the big special that I have to show you. Now, this is the Anycubic Cobra 2 Neo, which in my opinion is one of the best starter 3D printers. On Amazon right now, we've got it for $199.99 with a $20 coupon, so that brings it down to $179.99. However, I do have an affiliate link for you where you can go to the Anycubic site and it's only $159. What a bargain. So go ahead and pick one of those up. Those things are solid. I have one myself. Runs great. Very quiet. Honestly, you forget that it's even running. The Bambu, it has a tendency to get very loud, but it runs very quickly. Bambu is also good for beginners. However, it's expensive. So if you want a good starter 3D printer, check out the Anycubic Cobra 2 Neo, and you shouldn't have any complaints with it. You can't beat this price. Got a couple days left on it, so pick one up. All right. Thanks for staying till the end, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with me about the Bambu printer. Let me know if you picked up one of these Cobra Neos. I really like mine. Let me know if you like yours. Throw us a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Check out this video over here. Might be over here. Either way, like and subscribe. Check out this video. Thanks, guys. Bye.